This is going to be what I call a walking video, guys. Alright, let's get started. Are you a junk food addict? Do you have troubles with sweets? Do you gorge on ice cream, cookies, donuts, candy bars, M&Ms, Reese cups? If any of these things are a yes, this video might be for you. But before we get started, I gotta tell you something that happened last night. Okay, I'm on my walk. I'm gonna take a second here. I'm almost done with my walk. Okay, if you guys have been following my videos, I made a video some time back about we have a snake in the basement. Well, a real quick update, we have not been able to locate the snake or catch it. No. Some of us seem to think it found its way out. Well, anyway, we were sleeping. Now, my bedroom's in the basement, by the way, where the snake is. We went to bed last night, Angie and I did, and I'm facing away from her. And my wife has long hair, right? Well, right when I was starting to doze off, she took her hair and moved it out, and it hit the back of my bald head. I jumped. I was like, what the hell? She's like, it's just my long hair. My God, I was like, my God, I thought it was the snake. True story, guys. All right, let's get started on the junk food addict, the sweetaholic. You know. Okay, back some months ago, I made a video, which I made lots of these videos, talking about how I'm gonna go on what I call the no sweet diet. But the last one I made was the most serious one I made, because I was talking about cutting out sweets for the rest of my life. See, the whole idea of me wanting to go on a no sweet.
Sure, I understand.
Oh, Apple Watch. See, the whole idea for me cutting out the sweets was to be able to go back to it every so often in moderation and have them and not end up turning around the next day and gorging on more. Well, I am happy to announce that I went 73 days with no sweets. And then I allowed myself some ice cream and turn around and cut that off for exactly a month. 1 month, 31 days. Then had another bowl of ice cream, and that was 3 weeks ago. So I am doing it in moderation right now. That's all sweets, guys, all sweets. We're gonna tell you why I made this decision here in a second. And I'm gonna tell you how I'm doing it. It was so important for me back then to cut out the sweets because I honestly thought the back issues I was having, and we'll get to that too, was because I put on some extra pounds. It was getting really hard to do my walks because I was in so much pain. And also the major reason was I was worried about my sugar levels. You know? When I had my heart attack some years back, I was borderline diabetic. And guys, I was gorging on ice cream. I was gorging on all kinds of junk. And still doing my walks. Because that was what I was telling myself. As long as I'm out here walking, I'm fine. No. I had to make a drastic decision. Effective immediately. And I had to cut it out. It wasn't that easy. God, no. It's one of the hardest things you will do because it's an addiction. It's like smoking cigarettes, possibly like drinking alcohol. It is an addiction. It's called a junk food addiction. Well, come to find out, I thought DNR was up here, but it's not. Let's stop for a minute. Come to find out, that wasn't my back issue. It wasn't. I thought I could drop some weight and my back start feeling better. It wasn't my back issue. My bed or the basement, or definitely the combination of the two, is my back problem, guys. And we'll get to that at the end of the video. I'll tell you how I'm doing it. Just like the walking workout, you gotta do it 100% for you. You can't do it for nobody else, you gotta do it for you. And guys, let me tell you, there's sweets at my house, even right now as I speak, on the kitchen table. That hasn't stopped. My adult children bring sweets in. I've been lucky they don't bring ice cream in, but they bring sweets in, and whenever I had the urge, and believe me, it was strong, I had to retell myself, you can't have that. You can't. You can have that in about 30 some days, but you can't have it right now. You gotta keep them sugars low, Michael. And plus, I was telling myself, I gotta lose some extra pounds, because up until 3 days ago, I learned what my back problem was. I have no idea what lap I'm on. Holy, we're gonna do a couple more. Yeah, I think we will. You seriously have to resist. It's vital you do. And it does get easier. But you are gonna have moments that's really hard again. And I'm gonna tell you something else, not having those sweets, now that doesn't count for sugar, okay? I use sugar in my tea. And the funny thing about that is, since I'm not having those sweets in my diet, except that sugar, I don't put much sugar in my tea at all now, because it's tasting too sweet. Yeah, I cleanse my system. But that's it. That's how I'm doing it. I'm telling myself, stop for right now. I'm telling myself, I see the sweets. Let's say a bag of M&Ms. This is the other night. Oh, I love to have me some M&Ms. My wife be like, ain't gonna hurt you, honey, to have a few. Sorry, I can't. You have to resist that. Oh, then I say to myself, well, I gotta keep doing what I'm doing. I know what will happen if I have them. It's not my time, and I will feel guilty if I did. Plus, I got to keep my sugars down. And it was to lose some weight, because I thought it was the back issue. Well, guys, let me tell you about the back issue real quick. When we found a snake in the basement, my wife's like, nuh-uh, I'm not sleeping down there. Now, we have a couch that reclines out on both ends. And Angie's like, Michael, I want you to sleep up here too. So I did sleep upstairs for a couple nights. Guys, I was like, hey, my back is not hurting. I said, I want to do an experiment. I'm going to sleep up here a couple more nights. So I did the experiment. I had no back pain, guys. And then the last couple nights I slept down in bed, and guess what? The back issue's coming back. Yeah. So it's my bed, or sleeping in the basement, or the combination of both. If I was a little quicker on the draw, I would have got the fox, guys. Baby fox trotting through down there by the creek, and I wasn't quick enough to get on the draw. I wasn't going to be able to zoom into him. I was going to do that in post. But yeah, it's good to see the fox back. I haven't seen the fox since they built the new pool, guys. That's fact. Okay. Let's get back to the no sweet diet. The reason I did not want to cut it out permanently, I wanted to be able to, the whole idea of making that video back some time ago was to be able to do it in moderations. I didn't want to cut the sweets all the way out of my diet. I mean, you got to treat yourself sometimes, but you don't want to do them every single day. So I pick one day a month, and I will either have myself a bowl of ice cream, or I will have brownies or whatever. I will not have them all together. No, I pick one or the other. To be honest with you, the last two cheat days I had was ice cream. Now, when I first let myself have ice cream, after I think it was 73 days, I was worried that the very next day I was going to want some more, but I didn't. And I tell you how I did that. I keep telling myself, I'm a 50-some-year-old man. I have to watch my sugar levels. I have to watch my intake. I have to be careful what I put inside my body, because I'm not as young as I used to be, and you got to be careful on this. You have no choice. And I kept telling myself, this is one of the things, just like I do with walking. The reason I freaking walk is I want to be around long enough to, be with my wife and my kids and some of my close friends. So if I got to do this on a day-to-day basis, which I've been doing it since 2014, and if I got to do the no sweet diet, only have cheat day once a month, then so be it. Because guys, I was borderline diabetic when I had my heart attack. And it wouldn't take much to get back there. Even though I'm doing the walking thing, yeah, it still can happen. You have to take every ounce of you, everything that makes you you, to say no to it. Substitute it if you have to. You know, substitute it with peaches. Things that are good for you. And don't overdo them either. You just have to say no, and each day does get better. I say out of the 73 days I went, this time it took up to 3 weeks before things started getting better. Well, not 3 weeks. 16 or 18 days, this thing started getting a little easier. The first 2 weeks was hell. Could I ever have a relapse from this? Oh, hell yeah. But I gotta be on my head game. I'm doing a slow down to my car. I have to be on my A game, head game. I cannot resist. I mean, I have to resist at all costs. And believe me, guys, every day, right now as we speak, there is junk food on the table. I see it, I have to say no to it. And some of it is hard to do. Sometimes I ask one of my kids or my wife to hide that. Yes. And not to mention, I also cut down on my food intake for lunch and breakfast. Well, for breakfast, I eat a banana, guys. That's what I have for breakfast. I also cut my lunch food in half. I am still trying to drop some pounds because I'm trying to condition myself for something I want to do this fall. Yeah, I want to do a hiking adventure that's very, very long. So I'm trying to get myself in top shape, if that's even possible. But right now, I'm doing fine, and that's how I'm doing it. I am able to stay on my junk food diet, guys, with that little bit of information I gave you there. You gotta want this. You have to do it. You have to make the decisions. And you gotta do it for you. You have to say no. And you have to go back to the reason you're wanting to quit it. Me, it was 2 of them. It was from my back, in which I found out that's not the problem, gaining a few extra pounds. Well, maybe you want to lose weight. You will. Or it could be your sugars like mine. And I had to go back and sit there and rethink that when I had that urge and say, no, it ain't worth it. But when you do have that cheat day, it's good. But as soon as that cheat day's over with, you forget about it. You go right back on it, and boom, before you know it, the cheat day will be back. All right, I'm gonna get me some waters and we'll close this out. Let me get a drink real quick. As far as my back goes, I need to get a new bed. Ain't got the funds for that right now. Funds are very low right now. Too many bills, guys. I mean, my God, way too many bills. And I'm still paying on the house repair we did last year. But anyway, I probably need a new bed, and that might take care of the back. And like I told Angie, it gets too bad again, then I spend a couple nights on the couch. For some reason, in that recliner, I wake up in the morning. You would think you would have all kinds of back issues, but I don't. Let's turn around so you guys can see the beautiful creek down there. Holy. You know, I still have the urge to kayak, rowboat, or canoe that creek. And I may get my wish yet. Yeah, that'd be another video. But guys, cut out the junk food if it's bothering you, if it's hurting you. You can do it. If I can, you can, and I support you. Leave down in the comments if you're like me, you have a junk food addiction, and leave down in the comments if you want to quit that junk food addiction. And then I will basically, I don't know, maybe we could talk sometime here and there through the comments and see how you're doing. All I'm doing, like I said before, I'm just telling myself no, and I'm putting in my mind why I'm doing this. All right, guys, till next time, come on, let's get out of here. I'm headed back and I'm headed home. Time to get some work. Well, time to do work. We'll catch you next time.